so that's a start.
That's awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
And a turning point event is a good place to
It's a
start.
good place to start. It's definitely a great place to start.
So Don, this against us. People don't believe that we can win, and we're kind of
State at a college campus, and I mean, you were a baby at the time. I think
That's right. I was
20.
I was 22, 23.
Yeah, right. And
21.
they'd introduced me to Charlie a couple months before, and you got to meet this guy. He knows everything about politics. Yada yada yada. I was like, how old is he? He's like, at the time, like 21. I'm
That's
like,
right.
20. I was like, guys, we already know nothing. We don't need more people to know nothing. I need people who know something. Just give me something. They convinced me to sit down with Charlie, a couple of good friends of ours who were on the strip consequently. And I was like, oh, this guy's great. And all of a sudden, I mean, we started traveling together. And we spent the next 8-9 months of the campaign basically attached at the hip. But we went to Michigan State, and of course, the university, we sold it out plus. And of course, they made it much more easily available for people who didn't like us than the people who actually liked us. And we get in there, and the guy that was awesome actually was like one of the head of like the Michigan State Police was there, and he basically goes like, there's so many people like here again, like we can't keep you safe. He literally said it. He's like, so you do what you need to do, but like we're gonna try, but like we cannot guarantee your safety at this venue right now. It was getting that out of hand, and I basically went with, I don't know, I guess it's probably a Trump-esque quality, which is like, I'd rather get my ass kicked, than give them the win, right? I was like, I'll take the beating before I give them the win. And we went up there, and like what usually happens, and like what Charlie does so well, literally the dumbest of their dumb were the ones that were engaging with us. So for me, it was like shooting fish in a barrel. I'm just mocking them, and then all the frat boys got involved and just drowned them out and pushed them out of the room, and we took over. We had this incredible event. But no, I mean, when I compare and contrast 16 to this, honestly, the reality is, we're 5 and change months out, and the enthusiasm I see on the ground now is so much more palpable than even then. There were groups that were like, okay, that forgotten man and woman, so that, the union guys that were just left behind by leadership for a long time. You felt it there. I mean, I was walking, was it 10 days ago in New York, going to my father's trial, and like, every demographic imagine. I mean, I had guys driving garbage trucks that would pull over to give me a high five to be like, you guys better win. I mean, this was, as New York as it gets. So, this wasn't just like, rural towns that had been forgotten. This is the middle of New York City being like, hey man, you guys got to fix this. Kim and I were walking through an airport, a couple weeks ago, and, some flight attendants literally screaming across the airport, you guys got to, 2024, and again, coming from demographics that historically, even if they were supportive, would not have voiced it out loud. They maybe come up to me, maybe slip me a note on a plane. They're literally screaming it at security at a big airport, and I was like, and I always go pretty subtle, trying to go casual, throwing a hat, and there was no getting away from it. But that's the difference. It's a much broader base now, because the reality is, you're not going to lie to people in perpetuity. Tell them that everything they see each and every day, whether it's in the grocery store or in world events, that they're better off in any way, shape, or form because they see it with their own eyes.
So, and Don, we're ultimately successful in Michigan.